Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys watching today. All right, I'm going to cover a couple different subjects today. So just want to go over some recent experiences that I dealt with, and also want to ask you guys if you've ever kind of gone through this yourself. So first, anyway, I'll explain what these little things are. I just list these for sale too, but here's where we're at. It is the 5th of July. And I did my basically half annual report, so 180 days in. Here's a current active listings as of June 30th. I've actually got more listed now. But I've been doing pretty well. I've been listing at least 10 items per day. There are some days that I don't list at all, but on average I'm at 13.81 listings per day, or at least active listings divided by day. So that is one of the key successes to reselling coins or anything on eBay. You have to consistently list. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to list 100 coins today and then not do anything for 6 months and expect to get sales. So there is an algorithm that eBay follows. You do have to list constantly in order for your coins to get views, which result in sales. The more sales, the more feedback, the more eBay likes you, and they'll put your coins at the top of the list because it always defaults to best search. And obviously you want to be at very well priced. You want to make nice photos, provide good customer service, so on and so forth. So anyways, here's where we're at. Total sales, 40,000. Sales tax, cost of goods sold, gifts and refunds, eBay fees, shipping, total profit, 13 grand. Again, this is after all fees, not including supplies. I'm averaging dollar amount $47 per sale on eBay. And you guys know I do sell stuff as little as $2. I don't go really high end with coins. There's very rarely I'll sell something over 300 bucks. Used to do that a couple years ago when I was selling gold, but don't like to send that in the mail anymore. Averaging about $15.60 profit per sale, and average profit per day is $73. So my average profit margin is 32%. Now again, guys, I do this for fun. I enjoy the hobby. I enjoy looking up coins. That's how I learn. I don't learn by just buying. And if a lot of you guys, all you do is buy, you learn a lot more when you go to sell. Some of you guys are like, I'll never sell, which is fine, but I believe you learn a lot more if you sell some coins. So I'm going to go over my recent experience. So I found another coin shop here in my area, and I'm going to do a quick review on them. So it's called Distinctive Coins, and they're located here in Downers Grove. And I walked in with a bunch of stuff. I basically walked in with a whole green box of British farthings, half pennies, and pennies, British silver, so some 6-pence pieces. I walked in with some Canadian older silver stuff. This is all stuff like prior to 1900s, all old numismatic stuff. Nothing crazy of value, but just all nice stuff. That is, anything like 20 bucks and under. I did have like 3 what I thought were pretty expensive, well, $50 and up Canadian coins, 5-cent and 10-cent pieces like key dates. And then I also walked in with a Swedish collection that I have listed on eBay now for like $1,000, which I think I've reduced like 40% after talking with these guys. But anyways, what I went to these guys because in my area, they seem to be the expert in world coins. So I wasn't walking in the shop with silver bullion or Morgans or peace dollars. I was just walking in with basically a lot of the collections I've purchased that I've already been through. I've already processed them. They're already listed in my store. I was curious to see if they would give me at least half the retail value of these coins. So this I don't know if you guys know Smurfs, but Gargamel represents the coin shops that I go to because they're like the villain, right? And then Azrael here, which is his sidekick, that actually represents me as the seller. And then this is me, driving in my car. By the way, this is a actually valuable micro machine. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but these actually open up. These are called Micro Machine Insiders, and this little car, which is a Ferrari, that itself is worth like 25 bucks. It's so funny. So anyways, I'm selling this whole kit for 25. I just found it in a box in my basement, and then So if you ever see something really tiny like these, they're part of a Micro Machines Insider series. This obviously is missing the whole chassis there, but this little itty bitty car is worth 25 bucks all day long. And you know why? Because these came out in 1987, and every kid that had these in their toy set lost them. Could probably swallow it. Literally is like the size of a pill. It's really tiny. And they don't make stuff like that anymore because it's like super dangerous. But anyways, so this is me driving to the coin shop, not far from my house, probably about 20 minutes. And I brought in this entire box of stuff, not the stuff on the right. But the stuff on the left was basically, and you guys have seen this in prior videos, but it's, here, let me grab something nice here. So it's like British farthings, like nice stuff. Now, I did not bring in any coins that I had listed from that were above 15 bucks. So what I did is I went through, I picked out because again, I've listed all these, but I picked out every single thing that was 15 and over. So like really, really nice stuff like this. Okay. I was not bringing that in. And I just wanted to get their paint. Again, it's the first time me going to the shop. So anyways, what I liked about the shop is, first of all, they had 4 employees. Really, really tiny shop. Like you walk in, there's like a little there's a little section there, but it's small. But there's already 4 people in there. And then I couldn't tell like who the workers were and who the customers were. But there was basically, when I walked in, there was 3 customers and there was 4 workers. So obviously the guy that was free, which happened to be the owner's, one of the owners, but it was the owner's son. He was an older gentleman, definitely older than me. And then the original owner was there as well, which I thought was great. I'm like, awesome. These are like the guys I want to talk to about old coins. And I also wanted to look at my Pope medals, because I'm like, hey, can you show these to your dad? Has he ever, dealt with these? I think they're, really old and special. And the dad knew how to read Roman numerals real fast, and he's like, yeah, these are old, some of them prior to 1900. That was really cool too. When I left there, they scanned one. I'm like, hey, can you just scan one of these? I'm just curious. I know it's not made of silver. And he scanned it, and they're actually they have the XRF machine, that big gun scanner thing that's like $5,000-$6,000 all by itself. And they scan this, and this is lead and tin, and they call this a white the older guy, the actual owner, the older gentleman, he said these are called white metal. So, but anyways, they didn't know much about those, but I'm like, yeah, if you want to give a shot. I even like offered him one. He's like, yeah, I'll pay you like $10. I'm like, no, man, I just sold one for like 80 and was like the worst looking one, and it had like graffiti on it. So that's selling you one for $10. But anyways, he did take the time. He looked through all the farthings, half pennies, and then I brought out some. I felt bad, so I like didn't want to leave there empty-handed. So he ended up this Tone Canadian cent, I think, was worth at least $50. He liked that one. First, he like offered me $150 for all the farthings, all the Swedish coins. And we went over a discussion with the Swedish coins, like, some of them book out like $1,000 if they're in a certain condition, or $200 for key dates. But he's like, Swedish coins are the slowest sellers that he has. And this shop is pretty cool. They actually, they're in a world coin catalog, like old school print, guys. Like they literally, like the stuff you'd open up in magazines where you don't see an actual picture of the coin. You just see like, this is the coin key date and the price that they're asking. So I guess some of you guys still buy coins that way, where it's like sight unseen. You just order from a catalog. You need to fill something in your collection, and you just have a, I guess, mail-in or phone call relationship with the dealer. I thought that was rather interesting that people still sell coins that way and people still buy coins that way, because eBay's been around for, I think, over 20 years now. So why wouldn't you just list it on eBay where you can see a photo of it, this and that? But anyways, so that it was cool talking to the owner's son, who was also an owner, explaining that. And he's like, yeah, and he showed me, he's like, I've had these Swedish coins. They're nice, sitting forever. It's been over a year. None of them sold, and they're nice and they're priced right. And then he's like, the farthings, the half pennies, the pennies. He's like, we have like 30 or 40 of each date, the normal stuff. But I'm like, dude, time out, man. Like some of these, are worth $15, $10, $8, $5. I'm like, so what are you saying? So anyways, what he offered me for everything, including I had some half-cent key dates that I wanted to get rid of. Like I totally overpaid for some nice key date half-cent US coins. They were kind of trashed. So, but he liked those, and basically he offered me 150. Then I'm like, well, we had like a smaller pile of just the coins that he liked. I'm like, well, what would you give me just for like 4 coins? I'm like, I don't want to sell you all these because like I don't want to get rid of these for a penny. They're worth more than a penny. I'm like, I know I've already processed them. I've already spent the time. And to prove the point, I actually just sold. I sold one for, I think it was 1909. Pull it out here. Oh crap! Which one did I just sell? Hold on. Sorry, it was a 1901 XF. Get it here. I gotta pull this out anyways. All right, so just give me an example. I just sold this coin. Okay, it's not the greatest of coins, but I just sold it for $10 to a repeat buyer of mine. He probably needs it, for his collection. Not the greatest of looking coins, but still, I received $10 for this. And if you guys watch my prior video, I was able to ship the coin out, whatever, for $1, using I got his label on the other side. So anyways, I gotta ship that when I'm done with the video. But so I'm like, okay, you're giving me literally like a couple cents per coin when I'm like, I even told him like, but I've sold like a lot of these. I've sold them, even if I sell one for $5, like I've got, 100 coins. I basically have like $400 retail worth of British coins. I had $1,000 retail of Swedish coins. I had these 2 coins, which are key dates for US. I'm like, I have like $1,900 in retail worth of coins. Now, granted, none of them were really, really big. He only liked these 4, which he gave me $55 for, which I was fine. I ended up getting a Dansko album standard. He actually offered me 60, but I took 55 because I grabbed a brand new Standing Liberty Quarter Dansko album from him that he gave to me for $5. It was brand new, sealed, and I got in the car. I took a picture of the Dansko album, listed on eBay, and I sold it that day for $45 or whatever. So anyways, I didn't want to leave there empty-handed. The guy was super nice, easy, very easy to deal with, and I'm very realistic. Like I wasn't that guy walking in there saying, "Hey man, I got $1,900 retail stuff, and you're only offering me $150." And he basically is like, "Hey, like I'll buy these," but he goes, "I'll only buy them if they're cheap." And so cheap to a dealer that deals with world coins. Now, again, that's their specialty. The owner. The original owner who was there, that's his love and his passion is world coins, which is cool because you don't find a lot of coin shops around the area that they do other stuff, but mainly it's the world coins. So, but there's also a business model that's completely different world coins. So I'm like, well, I've already processed these. I've already listed on eBay. I'm like, some of these I've sold, $15, $30. I'm like, I've already made my money on them. I just wanted to come in if you guys needed some stuff, help me out. But guys, I was not expecting 90% off the retail value. Now, again, the key is, and this is something that no other channels talk about, the key is if you own a business, and let's say if you're first starting out, you're probably going to pay a little bit more for stuff like this because you have time to list these things. But if you're a business, an established business, these $15 and under coins are actually an annoyance. They get in the way. They're blocking you from actually making money. And it makes sense, right? They have 4 employees there. Let's say they all make over $15 an hour, right? So let's say you pay someone, say $20 an hour for a really good, honest staff person to work at a coin shop, someone that's not going to rob you on the side, right? So I would say this week at least worth 20, a 40, 45, $50,000 salary to work there, but you're paying them hourly. You don't want that person spending all their time processing 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, $15 coins. You'll lose money. By the time they list it, do things like that, they're going to lose money. So what I wanted to get to with you guys on this video is that don't walk in with a $15 coin that the dealer really doesn't need and expect to get even half of what it's worth. Now, if it's silver or if it's gold, that's different because you're not getting the numismatic value, you're getting the silver value. But even so, like all these guys now are so flush with silver, no one's really coming in buying. They're all paying below melt for silver. So what I do not like about other channels is again, maybe I'm watching the wrong videos, but you guys tell me, is it, I get great service everywhere I go because I'm very realistic, but I almost think like other channels glorify the coin shop. They make the coin shop look like it's the best place since sliced, it's the best invention since sliced bread. These guys are your friends. They're there to help you. Guys, absolutely not. They are there to make money. Now, the ones that are grouchy, that don't explain their business model or don't even feel like they should explain anymore because they just are set in their ways, that's a different story. But I always go in as a business proposal. Like, hey, I've got all this stuff. It's worth this. And he almost like didn't want to give me a figure. I'm like, don't worry. Like, you're not going to insult me. Like, I completely understand it. It almost sounded to me like this shop needed another person to actually list stuff on eBay. Because I'm like, hey, you have a really good eBay shop. I'm like, you have like $1,800 in your store. He's like, yeah, we haven't done eBay for like since prior to the pandemic. I'm like, wow, you have a lot of sales though. He's like, yeah, but it's more of an annoyance. Like, he's like, we used to hire someone just to come in and do eBay. He's like, every now and then, if something decent comes up, I know we don't have the local market for it. He's like, I'll list it on eBay myself. But it almost sounded like he doesn't really bother because it's kind of annoyance. But I was almost thinking to myself, it's like, man. So anyways, what I'm getting at is you as a collector, if you want to resell these coins, especially stuff that's under 20 bucks, you have a huge advantage over a coin shop because you don't have the overhead. You don't have the employees. You don't have all the stuff to pay for. So I believe if you're going to do some reselling of coins, you should be able to pick up some really good deals on stuff that's under 20 bucks because the dealers don't have the manpower or even want to. And if they do come in those collections, it almost seems like they had an overabundance of stuff. So anyways, and then he was showing me like he created like a silver bin, and I looked inside there. I'm like, that, and he's like, yeah, this one probably shouldn't be in there. And he pulled out an older Libertad, a real old one, the older Mexican Libertad. He's like, yeah, this probably shouldn't be in my, my junk random silver thing. But every single one of them had like some sort of numismatic value. So anyways, long story short is I lost probably 40 bucks on the sale of these coins based on what I paid, based on what I received. But then I made the 40 bucks back on the album that I sold. And again, I went in there as an experience. I went in there thinking this is my goal. I was walking in with 1,900 retail worth of coins. Again, it's all my extra stuff. I already have it listed on eBay. And I was thinking like I would be happy if he gave me whatever, like half, right? Like maybe 800 bucks would have been super, maybe even 500 bucks I would have been happy with, right? But I wasn't expecting to receive 150, which was just like, man, you're basically stealing it from me. And I was like, no, I'm like, it's going to take me more than $150 worth of my time to go through each one of these listings on eBay and delist them. So anyways, guys, what I'm getting to is when you walk into coin shops, they're not your friend. They're a business. They're there to make money. Some are nicer than others, but these other channels that make them look awesome and do all these interviews, that's just for the camera, guys. In real life, when you go into a coin shop and you're bringing in like stuff that's under 20 bucks or even stuff that's nicer, but they just don't need it, the coin shops have to basically get it from you at a certain price to basically pay for their overhead. And if they are going to list it on eBay, pay for their eBay fees. So just be realistic when you walk into stuff. This has nothing to do with silver or gold. That part's super easy. You walk in with a piece of silver. They give you a buck or $2 over spot. Fantastic. For its American Silver Eagle, they give you $5 over spot. Fantastic. Just don't expect getting like 8 over spot, because that's about what you can get it for wholesale. So they're not gonna, not gonna do that for you. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my video. The last thing to this, I've been doing this every video. I went through all my parents' old records and albums, and I thought these would just sit and nobody would care about them. I think so far I've sold like 30% of these. I was gonna walk into Craigslist Hunter. He's also famous, a really good YouTuber. Been on YouTube for a long time, but he's over here in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and just I basically retail valued all the albums. Guys, I don't have a vinyl album player anymore, but these are nice. Like, these seriously are from my parents. Some of them are from when they were teenagers, and they're worn. Like, none of them are brand new. But anyways, I was gonna walk into his shop and get some money for them. Basically, I had, I calculate. Oh, I calculated almost $1,200 in retail value of these albums. So I was gonna walk in there and maybe expect to get $400 from him. But I'm like, no, let me list these. I listed the albums just like I list my coins. And I figured in eBay fees, I had to buy sleeves, I had to buy boxes. Look how much boxes are, guys, just to ship albums for a 100 count pack. Total fees and supplies. So I'm like, if I list this myself, I'll make $900 profit. Listing the albums was super easy. Actually easier than a coin, because they all have like a actual model number and stuff. But I decided to list them, so not sure if you guys are into older albums, but some of the stuff, like the classical ones, Elvis, all the Beatles pretty much sold, some John Lennon stuff, Jimi Hendrix. I just thought it was cool. So I don't know, am I weird? I do enjoy history. I do enjoy sharing stuff. I'm glad I went to the coin shop and justified listing this kind of stuff for other collectors, because I feel if you went into a coin shop blind looking for this, A, you might not live by one. B, the ones that are by you don't handle world coins, and it's pretty tough to find this kind of stuff. So I'm happy I put the time and effort into it. Again, my whole goal is to share the hobby with others, make a little bit of money for myself to also, take care of my needs, which is, again, seriously, guys, I enjoy going through stuff. I enjoy looking at each and every single one. I enjoy looking for errors. I enjoy finding stuff like this that no one's ever seen before. I enjoy the normal, like, peace dollars and all that good stuff. Like that to me, peace dollars, Morgan's easy. This world coin stuff is pretty fun. So anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Keep learning, guys. Keep learning. Go into coin shops and tell the other channels to quit glorifying coin shops, because they make them all look like super nice and you're going to get a great deal. That's not the case. They're there to make business. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe. And I would like to hear some comments on what you guys have seen and experiences you've had at your local coin shop. Anyways, talk to you on the next one.